So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry.
Before, Elon Musk would be the creator of companies like Tesla, OpenAI, PayPal, SpaceX, and he would bulk up his bank account into the billions.
So that's
Jeez, is that true?
that's delightful.
Before Elon Musk would make cameos or movie appearances in Men in Black International, The Simpsons, South Park, Why Him, Rick and Morty, The Big Bang Theory, and Iron Man 2.
Mr. Musk, how are you?
Congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you very much. Thank
Hey.
you.
Those Merlin engines are fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good idea for an electric jet.
And like Tony Stark, Elon would wow the world spending his time and energy on some truly miraculous technology advancements.
Oh my. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Hey, even Tony's armor had to start somewhere. And just like Tony, well, Elon, he got his start thanks to dear old Pops and a $28,000 loan, which to Elon's credit, he was able to transform into a business empire and a personal net worth of over $23.5 billion. Now, for those of you keeping track at home, that's nearly $10 billion more than he's worth the last time we made this video. Now, ultimately, it's not that surprising for a man that was fascinated with computers and engineering from a very young age. In fact, he sold his first piece of code at the age of just 13. But like every good story, Elon's is full of ups and downs. For every SpaceX, there's a divorce to go along with it. And for every PayPal, well, another divorce. Oftentimes to the same woman. Don't worry, I'll get into all the ins and outs of this as I tell the story of a man who became a multi-millionaire before his 30th birthday. I'm your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Elon Musk prior to fame, here for you of course on Before They Were Famous. This is an updated video. Now we hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to hit subscribe. You can check out our The Rich Life on Elon we dropped last week. Alright, now let's get into this video. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Elon Reeve Musk was born on June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. Now, anyone with access to his Ancestry.com profile, they would discover a predominantly British background, but some of his predecessors were even Amish, with his grandfather growing up in the American Midwest. Now, his mother May, she was a model and a dietitian. I guess we know where his good looks came from. Well, her and the hair plugs, both of which are clearly miracle workers. You know what I mean? His father Errol was more a regular Joe if you consider being an electromechanical engineer, a pilot, and a sailor regular. And Elon, well, he grew up alongside his younger siblings, his brother Kimball and his sister Tosca. Perhaps most unsurprising of every other fact that I'm going to mention in this video, well, Elon, he grew up a big fan of comic books. He told Bloomberg, "I read all the comics I could buy that they would let me read in the bookstore before chasing me away." Now, this was a pastime that no doubt came to heavily influence his passion and ambitions for the future. Now, according to A. David Lewis, a comic book author and comic scholar, he had this to say about Elon. Science-based storylines were at a zenith in comic books around the time Musk was a kid in the 80s. It's easy to see how the theme could have sparked Musk's fascination with space travel, technology, and energy. But life as a child, it wasn't all gorgeous mothers and comic books for Elon. Now, his parents, they separated in 1980, and his father became his primary caregiver. Now, these were traumatic years for the young boy. The bullying I'll get to in just a minute. Now, money was good, but there was a lot of turbulence in his house. Him and his father, they never got along, and he actually described his childhood as being miserable. Still to this day, he doesn't even speak to his dad. Now, with a beautiful sized hole left in his heart, well, Elon, he set out to find something to fill it with. And boy, did he ever. He taught himself programming with a Commodore VIC-20, and when he was 12 years old, he sold his first creation, a video game called Blaster, to a magazine called PC and Office Technology. If he's such a big comic geek, I'm gonna take an educated guess as to where the name Blaster came from. See, Mom and Dad, reading comic books can really go hand in hand with success. Now, of course, there's a dark side to reading so many comic books and having, well, let's just be kind and call them less than popular hobbies. And like so many that came before him and those who came after, well, Elon Musk, he had to deal with being bullied throughout his childhood. Now, it once got so bad that a group of men, they threw him down a flight of stairs and knocked him unconscious, which actually landed him in the hospital. But you know what they say, every dark cloud has a silver lining. And I'm sure we all know that Elon Musk, he was probably reading, well, some comic books while he was lying in that hospital bed. So, you know, in the end, it all came together. You can't turn a brain like that off. It won't be denied. Now, after attending Waterclough House Preparatory School and then Pretoria Boys High School, well, Elon, he moved to Canada on his 18th birthday, having gained citizenship through his mother. Of course! Her being smoking hot, it totally makes sense now. Seriously, the next time you're on the streets of downtown Toronto, just take a look around. Just watch out for Toronto Chair Girl. She's bad. Now, Elon, he studied at one of Canada's finest schools, Queen's University, which has produced some remarkable individuals. We're talking about the likes of Tom Cavanagh, Italia Ricci, and Michael Ondatagi. But famous people aren't the only thing that Queen's University produces. It also helped produce Elon's first marriage to Justine Wilson, a woman who would become a successful author in her own merit. Now, at this point, Elon, he was still only a mere mortal himself, and after spending 2 years at Queen's, well, he jumped around a little bit. Now, first he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, then at 24, Elon obtained an undergraduate degree in physics and another economics one from the Wharton School of Business. A PhD in applied physics at Stanford was next on the docket, but after only 2 days in his studies, well, Elon, he dropped out to focus on creating new business enterprises. His first success was Zip2, a startup he developed with his brother Kimball, along with the aforementioned $28,000 loan he secured from his dear old dad. But unlike most of us who take money from our parents with promises of paying it back, only to never actually, do so, well, Elon, he was able to make good on his. After just 4 years, Zip2 was sold to Comcast for $300 million and over $30 million in stock options. Now, Elon's personal stake was reported to be worth nearly $22 million. But the real question is, do you think Pops asked for interest? He probably didn't even have to ask his son. Elon, he kind of seems like a good guy. Even if he hates his dad, you still give him a little thank you present, you know what I mean? Now, still under 30 and now a multi-millionaire, well, Elon, he could not be stopped. He quickly moved on to his next venture, one that would make him even richer. In 1999, he co-founded a website known only as XCOM, which would one day turn into the world's leading amateur porn site. Hold on, no, I'm just playing with you. That's not what X.com is. Now, according to my researchers, it's actually a financial service website that allowed people to email money back and forth. I bet that's around the time that email started developing viruses like the rest of us. Now, if you take one thing and one thing only away from this video, keep yourself wrapped up tight, both physically and digitally. Anyway, after only 1 year, well, Elon, he was able to merge X.com with another company, and from that beautiful union, well, PayPal was born. In 2002, eBay bought Musk's newest creation for $1.5 billion, with Elon personally taking home around $165 million. See, he is smart. Now, while his career may have been going well, Elon's personal life was anything but. Around the time of his big eBay buyout, well, Elon's first child died at just 10 weeks old. This was from sudden infant death syndrome. But of course, there's one thing you can say about Elon Musk: he doesn't let anything stand in his way. Now, after receiving his payout from PayPal, Elon, he invested $100 million into SpaceX, a company tasked with developing and manufacturing spacecrafts and rockets. Now, NASA would quickly latch onto the company, providing them with billion-dollar contracts to become the largest private producer of rocket motors in the world. Now, this privatization of space was a controversial decision, and one that the titans of the industry like Neil Armstrong and Eugene Cerrone, well, they've criticized.
I was very sad to see that. Because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
Now, despite his real-life heroes not wanting anything to do with him, well, Elon, he pushed ever onward. In 2008, the company launched its first privately funded liquid-fueled vehicle that successfully placed the satellite in orbit. They followed this up by becoming the first private company to launch and berth a vehicle to the International Space Station. This was in 2012. But back on the ground in the real world, all of these accomplishments paled in comparison to Elon's work with Tesla, a company he has become completely synonymous with. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tappening. The following year is when Elon invested in the company and became the chairman of the board. Now, Elon's interest in the company, it stemmed more from the creative side, and he was often involved with the product design. And he didn't really have to deal with the day-to-day business side of the operation. Something I wish I could say about this business, but I can't. By 2004, Elon's business success was finally beginning to dovetail with personal success. This was with the help of in vitro fertilization. Justine and Elon, they gave birth to a set of twins, Xavier and Griffin. Comic book geek. Sorry, something got stuck in my throat. Now, it was around this time that Elon, he finally started to settle into the wider consciousness of the people of the world around him. And he emerged as a public figure. He even got a small cameo in the movie, Thank You for Smoking. Now in 2006, Elon, he created Solar City, which would go on to become the second largest provider of solar power systems in the United States. Now that same year, Elon and Justine, they would welcome a set of triplets into the world, Damien, Saxon, and Kai. No comic book reference there. And because I know you're already wondering, no, I couldn't find any Marvel characters that share names with those three. So my best guess is that mom, she finally got a chance to name her own children. Okay, we did do a deep dive search. It turns out that Saxon is the alias of a little known Marvel supervillain known as Machine Smith. So there's that, but it's a bit of a reach. Now even the 2008 financial crisis, it couldn't keep Elon down. Now that's the year he became the CEO of Tesla, and the company quickly gained widespread attention for the Tesla Roadster, the world's first electric sports car. But at the home front, well, discord reared its ugly head once again. Now Elon and Justine, they separated, and he quickly began dating English actress Tallulah Riley. 2010 was a watershed year in the life of Elon Musk. Not only did he marry Tallulah, but he also appeared in Iron Man 2, standing shoulder to shoulder and hair plug to hair plug with Tony Stark. Now he followed this up with further appearances on shows like South Park, The Simpsons, The Big Bang Theory, and movies like Why Him? But then 2012 came along to throw yet another monkey wrench into his personal life. Elon and Tallulah, well, they got divorced. Only it didn't take, and then they got remarried in 2013. Elon, he then filed for divorce again the next year, and you'd think that would be the end of it, but then he canceled that request for the divorce, which is like shortly after he filed it. And the two, they would stay together for a further 3 years. But by 2016, their divorce finally took. Yeah, don't worry though, Elon has since gone back to his roots, dating yet another Canadian artist. Good for him. I told you boys, the streets of Toronto, they're where it's at. The billionaires can't be wrong. Now more recently, Elon has founded a non-profit artificial intelligence research company called OpenAI.
A high bandwidth brain-machine interface, I think we can actually go along for the ride. And we can effectively have the option of merging with AI.
Yeah, that's worked out so well in every movie we've ever seen about AI. Good luck. And now he's even dabbling in the art of recreating infamous movie props for real life use. That was a joke. I actually am a huge fan of the Cybertruck. I actually placed an order. As for the rest of the story, well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up here because this is Before They Were Famous. My name's Michael Cretton, and every once in a while we'll take a look back at an older video we've done and we're like, we could have done more, we can spruce that up, we can bring it back to you guys in a better format, or at least update it with more facts. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. A lot of you guys checked out our The Rich Life on Elon Musk. We're talking about where he lives, the planes, the cars, everything. So if you want to know more on Elon Musk, be sure to check out that video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. See you guys in another video.